Okay, when doing squash and stretch, there's a challenge to watch out for, something that's very tricky that makes it very difficult to do squash and stretch correctly, and that's preserving the volume of the object. And this has always been a challenge, even with 2D animation, of how do you preserve the volume of the object. So I'm going to use the scale tool to do squash and stretch, because it's basically what we're doing is we want to scale it down and out. So if I start by scaling it down, okay, it squashes down, but that's a loss in volume. It needs to expand out to the sides here. So I have to pull it down and then push it out. But did I preserve the volume? No. I've got unequal scaling on the x-axis and the z-axis. So I took out, we'll just make this 0.2 to make it easy. So I took out 8/10 of a unit from the scale y, and I've got to distribute those 8/10 between scale x and scale z. So you might think like, okay, well that's just, you need to put 4 in scale x and add 4 to scale z. So it's 1.4 because I'm taking what was subtracted from here and I'm adding it to there. However, that's not entirely correct, because the way that scale operates in the transformation matrix is it's multiplied. So what really needs to happen is I need to use the square root of y and distribute that to the scale x and scale z. Now, we could bust out the calculator and do that, but we're actually going to set up in Maya so that whenever we scale on y, the primitive will automatically scale x and z the correct amount. Looks like the primitive's broken, or the pyramid's a little broken, but it's alright. So this is what we're going to set up our primitive to do, and you'll want to set this up on each of them.